Wait.
You don't want this live.
We're live, champ.
All right. Okay. All right.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for coming on board. We have a great lineup. We have two professional boxers here, heavyweights, Thomas, and obviously the host of the show, Terrible Tim Witherspoon. And we have the Viking
Samurai.
the legend, the man, the myth, knocked you out with his foot in 2 seconds. He may have been faster than Frank Dukes. We're not sure.
Nobody's faster than Frank Dukes.
Well, they're studying it. There's a research project going into this.
Well, we're really working hard, though.
All right, guys, I'm going to let you take care of this, and I am out.
Yeah, we're really working hard, too. Getting David ready for the big fight. Thomas, how you doing?
My brother Tim, good to see you. Thanks for having me on, my friend.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you. Looking forward to getting more guys on. Glad you on. Viking Samurai, what's going on? Oh, we can't hear you. And there's something, Thomas.
How about it? No matter what we do.
Yeah, we've been trying to get him ready. We were hitting the hand.
Johnson messed it up, dude. So
there he goes.
Oh, dude, I'm doing great. We had 2 amazing days of training. We got a whole lot more. You know, we just getting started. This is amazing.
I started to tell him.
Yeah, this is just amazing. So, Thomas, this is your first time on Tim's show. Guys, real quick, if you're watching from my channel, the Viking Samurai channel, Tim goes live every Friday night. So make sure to subscribe and check out Tim Witherspoon's channel because he's on here pretty much every Friday night live.
Friday,
so
yeah.
You guys got to subscribe to his channel. But Thomas has never been on my channel or your channel yet, Tim. So, Thomas, can you give us some of your background in the boxing world?
Sure. It goes back a long way. I'm almost 59 years old now. And yeah, 59. Man. How about that, Tim? I'm right behind you, brother.
5 years.
It started in the early 1980s in a little gym in Parsippany, New Jersey, at the Parsippany PAL, with a guy named Tex Gonzalez. And he used to send a lot of guys to Ice World and South Mountain Arena. I know Tim knows where those places are.
Yeah.
You know, in New Jersey. They were great venues. So I fought amateur back then, and I wound up being a sparring partner to a couple of the New Jersey champs, things like that. I was kind of on my way, but then life got in the way. You know, I moved on and made some choices we shouldn't have made in life, you know. And at 53 years old, I found this one avenue called the Masters Division, and I got involved in it, and I've been at it ever since. I'm 58 and a half, working on 59. I've been at it ever since. I got to fight out in Harrisburg. I got to fight in Scranton a few times, Dunmore, Stroudsburg area. In fact, when I fought in Stroudsburg, Butterbean happened to be there, so that was kind of cool.
Butterbean.
Yeah, that was the Bean, man. He's looking good, man. He's looking really good. And very, very gracious to me.
Okay. Yep, Butterbean.
November 18th, I'm going to do another one next weekend. Down in, Tim knows the area, the Front Street Gym.
Oh, right. I thought you did that already.
No, that's next weekend. And mine's going to be more of a charity spar event.
Okay.
Because like the original guy I was supposed to fight backed out, so somebody stepped in, and you know, he really doesn't have the experience, but we're going to do it anyway. We raise nice money for a good cause, so that's what it's about, you know. And yeah.
Hey Tom, quick question. So, did you not compete in boxing when you were younger? You just got into it. You said when you were 53, as far as on the competitive level.
I competed. My first fight was like in 1982 at the Dover Armory in New Jersey.
Wow.
And I wound up fighting in Morristown, all that northeast New Jersey area, and I got as high up as to like the semifinals. New Jersey back then didn't have the gold gloves; they had the diamond gloves.
Okay, the diamond.
I got to like the semifinals.
Yeah.
I got beat. I got outpointed, fair and square, you know. And then back then it was a little easier to bend the rules too. And I remember my last fight was in South River, New Jersey. I fought this guy. He was certainly an open class fighter. He must have had well over 30, 40 fights, and he just peppered the daylights out of me. And That was in like 1985, 86.
Was that an amateur fight?
Yeah, Timmy. Yeah. Yep.
So they matched you up. They matched you up with somebody that was more experienced.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
They got away with that stuff in those club events back then, you know?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I had about 10 to 12 fights at that time. He had probably at least 30 or 40, you know?
Oh.
And I held my own. I went all 3 with him. But he just had better skills. That's the name of the game, you know?
That's it. Yep.
That was so I had unfinished business, Tim, you know? And so when I was 53 years old, I was way over 400 pounds.
Wow.
And you know my brother. I was huge. And you know my brother up there, Sean McFadden up there in Scranton area with Irish Gene Reed.
Yeah, I used to be. You know, I spent some time up there.
Yeah, man. And they took me in and said, "All right, Big Tom, go to work." And within 4 months, I had my first fight in 37 years.
Wow.
Yep.
At what weight? If you were 400 pounds and then you cut down to what?
360. I went into the ring at 360.
Okay.
Well, let me ask you this, man.
Yeah.
Like, how much do you weigh now, if you don't mind me asking?
Right about 355. Yeah,
Okay.
right there.
Okay,
Between
so do you
348
fight
and
guys
350.
that are usually over 300 pounds, or
What's that? I'm saying again.
like what weight class do you fight? Like, are guys like 250, or do you fight everybody who's 300 and above?
No.
He's heavyweight. Heavyweight, you got
So
to
you
fight.
can fight anything, like, because the UFC will limit it. You can't be more than
UFC.
265 as a heavyweight. So in
Well,
boxing,
no,
you
it's
could literally be 300 pounds.
in the division I'm in, it's called super heavyweight.
Okay.
Now it's anybody that's over 205, which I'm actually in the process. I'm talking to some of the officials in the you know, I think there should be another division of guys that are like between 260 and say 370. That like real big super heavyweight.
Sure. Yeah.
Because even if a guy is 205, 206, he's considered in my division right now. You know.
Let me say something real quick. Let me say something real quick.
Yeah, brother.
When they had them big dudes, I love to fight them bigger guys. The little ones gave me a lot of trouble. Every tall guy, 6'8", 6'7", 6, I knocked them out. I got knockouts. At that time, now they're in more better shape now. The tall big guys, Dante and Tyson Fury. But back in the day, I wouldn't mind fighting the taller, bigger guys, even though I was heavyweight. I did feel like, hey, that's different. Like the weight that's way heavier. But I like to fight them. It was much easier to get them than them guys my size. Yeah. Every time I fought somebody 6'5" and over, I knocked them out. Look at my record.
They easier to hit and they're slower, probably, right? Yeah. That's why.
Some of them, Call the Truth was a little bit taller than me, but he wasn't big. He was about the same weight. But those other guys, they were fast. Some of them were fast, but probably didn't have the punching power or how to deliver the punch properly, and it was clumsy. You could get away with that. I can get away with it fighting against a guy like that.
Hey, Tom, I got to ask you a question, man. Like, okay, so if you're fighting, 350, 370, like, how's your cardio? Like, how many rounds are you doing in these fights, man?
We only do 3 rounds tops.
Are they 3 minutes apiece?
2 minutes, because it's Masters Division. All right. And I have to say this. Everybody asks me that question.
Of course.
Oh my God, you're so big. How's your cardio?
Yeah.
Come down to my gym. For a 58-year-old guy, my cardio is extremely good.
They'd be surprised, right?
Yeah, wow.
Extremely good. A lot of guys, the last guy I fought, he was really good. He was 10 years younger than me.
Okay.
He was about 250. And he was about 10 years younger. He had about 10 more fights. And he came in the gym thinking he was going to do some damage. He really did. He brought all his guys with him from the whole thing. And I remember he said to one of his guys, "This guy can't move." And the guy that was with me said, "You're in for a rude awakening."
Woo.
Timmy, you know my brother up there, Billy O'Rourke. You know him good.
Yeah, Billy O'Rourke, right.
Big Billy, right?
Yeah, I've been meeting him.
He's like 60 years old. Billy fought Mike Tyson a few times in the amateurs.
Okay.
Timmy, he was up in camp with you, I think, a few times up with Muhammad, right?
Up at Ali's camp, yeah.
And Billy still holds mitts for me, you know.
Okay.
And you know what he teaches me, because you're never too old to learn something, right, brother?
That's right.
He teaches me move just enough to make a miss.
Okay.
Conserve your energy, move just enough to make a miss and to counter them, right?
Right.
So now listen, you know, I could never fight on level like you guys had. It's impossible.
No, don't say that. Don't never say that you
but
can't.
I can fight on my level. I can fight extremely good. You know what I mean? So I'm happy with that. You know.
But never say no.
Good,
never say no.
Yeah, no, I'll never say no, because you never know. I got this far, right, brother?
That's right.
You know?
Hey, Thomas, I got to ask, man. So
What's
you
up?
said you had unfinished business. You got back in the ring at 53. Yeah. Was there like a specific thing or incident that happened in your life where you felt like, okay, I got to get back in the ring? Because there's like a lot of, that's the reason why a lot of people get into boxing. There's stuff going on in their life where they get back into it.
Yeah, man. And I'm, you know, there's a school out in Ohio got my story somehow, so I share it with them a little bit.
Whoa.
And listen, in the 1980s, this is the story. I met a nice young lady. I married her. I was 20-something years old. I bought my own home. I had car loans. I thought I was on top of the world. I could still move around in the ring a little bit. I had a good job. And that little white devil came my way, and I enjoyed it way too much. You understand?
Oh, okay.
I enjoyed it way too much. And I paid the price for it, man. I paid the price for it. And it took almost 25 years just to stop it, just to finally come to terms with it. And then another 5 years to make my body start working again.
Okay.
You know?
5 years? 5 years? Wow.
Don't forget, Timmy, I was well over 400, so my kidneys weren't good. My heart wasn't good.
Okay.
This is the true story, brother. At 53 years old, I decided I wanted to at least live and get myself in some kind of physical shape. I went around the track, a quarter-mile track, and could hardly do it. Now I do 2 miles up on the Appalachian Trail with my boots on.
That's some hard work, too.
You know what I mean? Now, I can't do it fast, brother, but I do it. But,
as long as you get it done. As long as you get it done.
37 years. For the better part of the 30 years, I made really bad life choice decisions, brother.
You're not the only one.
And that's the way it is, and that's my story, man. You know. But,
people love a comeback, man. Like, you know, that's so cool that you beat that. And like now, I mean, I'm sure your story would inspire a lot of people, because it's like, dude, you're doing it at 53. What do you say? You're 58 right now?
I'm 58 years old right now. Yeah.
And you got a fight coming up shortly. I think you said November 18th.
I got a fight coming up next weekend. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's great.
I've been knew about the fight. We was together.
Yeah, that's right.
We was at the event.
Up at the reunion, Timmy.
Huh?
We were up at the reunion together. We started talking about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That was awesome. And then, you know, I was supposed to do, I think I told you a little bit, Tim. I was supposed to do an exhibition with he was a good contender in his day, a guy up from the Boston area. And there was a guy putting it together. Remember, I called you on the phone. The guy who was promoting the whole thing passed away. You know?
Yeah, he passed away.
Remember Michael Murphy?
Michael Murphy. Yeah, that's a shame, man. Michael's all right guy. Yeah, Michael Murphy. Yup. So that's why the show didn't go on. That's why the show didn't go on, because
that's why. Yeah, everything got pushed off, and we're gonna see if we can put something together come springtime.
He called me the night before too.
Yep.
Yeah. Called me the night before, then he passed away the next day.
Yep, he called me Tuesday, and I texted him. I had sparred Wednesday night. I sparred this kid who was about 6'9", 315, 30-something years old. So I sent Mikey some pictures of it to kind of cheer him up. And his son actually messaged me back. I know you're my dad's friend. Please call me. And I called his son, who's Dempsey, and I called his son, and he broke the news to me. Very, very sad. Very sad.
Yeah. Mike was a national champ of Boston too.
He was
a national
really
champ.
good.
Dave, he was a national champ. His weight got heavy too. He was heavy, but he was lighter. He was lighter back when he was fighting, right?
Yeah, I think he was like a light heavyweight, right, Tim?
Yeah, some cruiserweight, light heavyweight.
Yeah.
Now he like 280, 70. I don't know. He was kind of heavy.
He got real heavy, and a couple months back, I went up to his father's birthday. I did go up. I promised I'd go, and I hadn't seen him in years. And when I saw him, he was in a wheelchair. You know,
I was supposed to go, but I was busy.
Yeah,
I had stuff to do. Yeah,
I got it was a nice. It was a real nice dinner to his dad. I'm glad they did it.
Yeah,
you know, I got to see Mickey Ward up there. You remember Mickey Ward?
Yeah.
I got to meet him. Yeah. Stoney, remember Stoney? That was John Ruiz's trainer.
Yeah.
I got to meet him. We had a nice chat. Yeah, it was nice, man. It's nice getting around, you know? Yeah.
Hey, how'd you guys meet? Tom and Tim, how'd you guys meet? Like, when did your paths first cross?
Well, we was at the event.
Just recently. Not way back in the day. You guys didn't.
No. Recently, about
about
3 months ago, 4 months ago.
Okay.
We met. We met at the reunion, right?
We met at the reunion before that. Remember when I came up when me and Billy, when I brought Billy up?
Oh, we up at Ali's camp.
Yes.
Right. That's where we first
2 years ago. And then we just saw each other again up there again at the reunion with John Scully, right?
Right.
Yep.
That was recently. We got to take David up to the Ali's camp.
Oh yeah, I need to go.
It's not that far away, Dave. It's only like an hour and 20 minutes from here.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, we got to go, man.
Yeah.
Mick, get a hold of Mick. He'd probably, even though it's close for the season, I'm sure he'd open it up for you.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure he would. You know?
Mick runs the camp. Him and several other guys, David. He runs the camp and keep everything in order. You know, let people rent it, all that type of thing. So they're trying to keep it moving. They're trying to keep Ali's thing moving, and it's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
So you can have a fight there, maybe. They got to change everything up, though.
Man.
Yeah. Wow, man.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Chopping trees. Up there chopping trees. We was hitting the hammer today. After, but we did some.
We did 5 rounds after sparring, just boom, boom.
Yeah.
You know,
he should feel good. Seriously,
that's a good workout today, man.
Viking. I gotta have you up my way. I live right on the Appalachian Trail. You can cut all the trees down you want, brother.
Yeah, why not, man? Dude, we gotta watch your fight on the 18th. Yeah, and then there's a fight on Tim, your son's gym, on the 19th.
The 19th,
we have a bunch of fights there too. So we have a busy weekend of watching these fights, man.
Yes.
Timmy, I'm gonna miss your son's fight, man. I'm gonna be up in Wilkes-Barre that day.
Oh, I wonder if Kenny's going to know. Kenny, I don't know if Kenny's making the matches for the people there, or he probably is. Kenny Van Scoys.
He used to make you know what happened, Timmy? This is a true story. I used to always get these guys, like out of the Masters division. Come on, we'll do it. We talk for like 3 or 4 months. About 2 weeks before the fight, they'd back out. I'd have to call Kenny. Kenny, get me somebody.
Oh, okay.
You know, Kenny's a good dude.
Kenny get them guys. He'll get you the matches, man.
Yep.
He's been working hard for that too. If you need a match, he'll get a match right away. He's talking about the sparring session. He's talking about you and his sparring session to Brian. Look, you have to get ready.
Put that up if you want from 8:22 p.m.
You have to get some work. You have to get some work with him.
Mm-hmm.
So Timmy, do me a favor. Tell me about, because every guys laugh at me, right? I can't run fast and all those things no more. But I took a page out of you and Muhammad.
Yeah.
I put the boots on, right? And I go through and they're all like, "Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?" It's because when I get in the ring, my feet feel lighter.
Yeah, you put the boots on, right?
Yeah, man.
I always wear boots. I have boots on all the time. Go ahead.
Oh, let me address this comment real quick, because this is a troll. Don't even use his real name on here. This guy,
we'll get back.
Look, he's called Mike Honcho on here. This is Mike Seal. He said, "Yo, Tim, ask Dave if he thinks things like insulting Paul Hagel's teenage daughter explains why he's been blacklisted from Hollywood for the past 20 years." You know how stupid this comment is, by the way? This guy, and only my audience would get this, and a couple of people that follow me on Instagram, but this guy's been going after me forever. And I'll tell you why. Like, this whole like Steven Seagal, Katherine Heigl thing happened because I was on a show called So Bad It's Good, where they watch bad movies, and we watched Under Siege 2, which I think is a good movie, and I was defending it, but everybody on that YouTube channel hates Steven Seagal, you know, because for various reasons, whatever. People can hate him if they want. I respect Steven Seagal because I appreciate legends of the past who did amazing films. In the 90s, he did some of the best action films ever. And I know for a fact his Tenshin Aikido is legit because I trained with his top student, Sensei Elliot Freeman in St. Louis, and he showed me this stuff. And I'm a lifetime martial artist, and that stuff is very effective despite what some people think about the watered down Aikido. That's not what Steven Seagal has ever done. But I had made a comment like, because Katherine Heigl was on a talk show where she kind of like jokingly said some stuff that Steven Seagal said to her when she was underage. And I just said, hey, look, if there's any allegations towards Steven Seagal, we don't know if that's true or not. That's all I said, you know? So this guy's been after me ever since. So his comment here, because I've been doing all these movies lately, and they're all coming out next year, start next year, he's saying that I've been blacklisted from Hollywood for 20 years because I was living in Hollywood 20 years ago. I went to film school. Yes, I went on auditions. It is very hard to break in the business. I always knew I needed a different way in. Obviously, like you, Thomas, my life went a different direction. I know I've never got involved with like, you know, the things you got involved with, but I had to make a living doing normal jobs like normal people. The fact of the matter is only 2% of SAG union actors even make a living from acting. So this guy's going after me. It's just like, dude, I'll be the first to admit I didn't make it 20 years ago or 15 or 10 years ago, but I found a different way in and now I'm doing shit. And this guy's been hating on me ever since. So anyway, I just wanted to address that and lay that shit to rest.
It's okay. It's okay. Right, keep talking. Keep talking.
Enough about that guy. I just want to get that shit off my chest because he's been trolling me on Instagram for the last few days.
And now he's going
to another keyboard warrior.
Yeah, exactly. You know? And he likes to point out, by the way, you know, because he's so insecure about himself. Well, I've been in the industry for 15 years, and all the movies and shows I have been in, like my movies grossed over $2 billion at the box office. It's like, dude, let's get real. Not one person on this entire planet went to any of those movies or watched any of those shows because of Mike Seal. Not one person. Nobody knows who you are.
Wow.
Anyway, rant over. Let's get back to cool ass boxing history discussion.
No, this is we like this kind of stuff. Way to go. Man. We like that kind of stuff, and they do too. Thank you. Who's that? Maurice, $5. Hello, Maurice. Is that Maurice?
Maurice, yeah, $5 donation.
Thank you, Maurice. Thank you. Go ahead, keep on. Let's keep it going.
Let's get some more positive shit going because I'm all about positivity, man.
All right, let's
Trolls
go.
will never face you, Viking. That's what
Maurice. Not after training with you, Tim. Not after training with you, man. We getting that Philly shell. It's getting tight, man.
That's right. That's right.
Brother, how you training with Tim? Little boxing, little everything.
Everything. Oh, dude, I'm learning the secret from the master, man. People don't train. People don't teach what Tim knows, man. They don't do it these days.
That's right.
He's working hard. Those little things, I catch them just like that and work on them. But like I said, we was doing the hammer today. You've been lifting weights. He got his own routine. He don't wait for nobody. He just go in there and start lifting or go ahead and start doing stuff. He boxed he just played around with some of the amateur guys. I'm trying to help him with like the Philly shell stuff. His defense is going to be tight. Right now it's a little loose, and it tight sometimes. It's loose, but you're gonna have it all together. We're gonna have it together in the next 5-10 days. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Countering off his defense. He's starting to do that. You'll hit him, boom, counter. Boom, uppercut, catch a jab, counter. That type of stuff we're gonna work on in the next couple of days.
Beautiful. Now, when's your fight, brother?
We don't have the date yet. Now, there's a couple of tentative dates in different events that this could be on, but it's not. We don't have the exact date. This is actually against an ex-UFC fighter named Nam Phan, first Vietnamese UFC fighter. He has some pro boxing matches, so that's a great first opponent for me. Now, there are different people. And they have a valid point as far as saying this guy's trained his whole life. He's done professional fighting his whole life. So you would think all that experience would give him a massive, massive advantage. And in some ways, it will give them an advantage in that arena. But, you know, people don't understand the work I'm doing with Tim and the work I'm going to continue doing. We're going to get the work in. I've only been training with Tim when I got here, for this preliminary camp for 2 days. We already put 10 hours of solid ass work in, man. And we got a lot more to go for this preliminary camp. But then when we have the real date finalized in the event, you know, it's going to be a real camp. I'm going to be there training. I'm going to live like a monk. I'm going to be eating clean. I'm going to be doing all the work I need to do. I got all the heart. I got all the discipline. I got the best trainer. So Nam could have all the experience in the world. But look, I got a lot of stuff working in my favor too.
That's right. Beautiful. That's right.
Hey, Timmy,
he's going to be ready.
Timmy, you know this too, right? It's not just the physical ability. It's what's in your mind, right? It's
That's
that
right.
mindset, you know?
He'll feel more comfortable knowing that he can block these punches. He'll feel really confident that he can counter and stuff. We're going to be working on countering. I want to work on slipping with him a lot. I did a little bit, but mainly just blocking what's coming in front of his face now and body shots. Blocking what's coming in front of his face, body shots, and countering back is what we really start working on. And we could tell anybody because they won't be able to stop it when he get in the ring. His opponents and everything. Let's give a little couple of shout outs. George Sapati, he was on our podcast. He said, Viking, you can fight. And Bruce Gass, Boxing Jazz, and more. Salute. That's Bruce Gass is one of our guys. He's one of our guys that we come on. He's part of the team. You can even read some, unless you got something to say. Read some of these so our fans can get involved with the show also.
Oh, here's one. That one guy Bones. He said, "Hey Viking, were you involved with any more episodes on Brandt's channel?" Yes, I was. There was one more episode we watched. What was it? What they usually watch on his channel, which was a beyond horrible movie. I could barely finish it, man. I was just like, man, I can't believe they could sit through that. I give them, I couldn't sit through that. I mean, I sat through it because I was on their show, but it's like, I don't know why they do that to themselves, to be honest, man. So I was on one more episode, and it wasn't controversial because that Steven Seagal episode, for example, when we did Under Siege 2, because I like Steven Seagal, I respect Steven Seagal, but because of that, and his audience is so anti-Seagal, I think Jason had to shut down some of the comments because people were just like, they treated me like the Antichrist. It's like, dude, like wow. I can't appreciate a guy, his martial arts and his movies. I never said he was like the greatest man on the planet. I just said, hey, look, I give respect where respect is due.
Right.
Right.
That's what anybody. Hey, what can you say? That's it. Give it respect when it's due.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Mr. Man, Tim, when I get paid, I will see you, man. We got any more stories while I read? Hey, champ. Hi, guys. Okay. So this up and coming training we're gonna do. Like I said, we've been doing the hammer. So when I go in, sometimes I feel really sluggish. I just go right on the hammer, and after 5 3-minute rounds, I feel like a brand new person again.
That's right.
Okay, with Jesse Ross, the Jay Ross.
Oh, Jay Ruse. That's my boy Jay Ruse. Viking will knock out whoever steps in the ring with him, strong-minded and physically fit. Definitely strong-minded, definitely physically fit. Now, Tim is teaching me the counters off the Philly shell. So, yeah, I do got the power if I can land those shots, for sure. For sure.
Oh, I'm confident. With the defense, I love showing, I love teaching because it's so easy. It's so easy. I don't care if you don't get it this time, that time. I like to continue on telling you how to get it.
Oh yeah,
that's something about me. I like because I see it start molding in. You know what to do. Keep the defense tight. That's what I was trying to get him. Everybody, I was trying to get him to do this first, and and he was countering off of it because at first he was just going on like that. Now you can see it coming. He's gotten it tight. He's working on it. He's even blocking the jabs when they come in. And if the hook comes, he's putting his hands back. So I'm impressed. He's going to be all right.
He's coming, man.
I love to do this stuff. My trainer
great.
taught me some good stuff, man, and it's working. They say you're going to be all right.
Down to me, man. I'm honored you're passing it down to me, man.
Passing it down. Yo, you're going to have to pay me if you become a trainer. If you become a trainer, you got to give me some money.
Dude, we get the big fight. Trust me, man. I'm taking care of everybody who helped me. Speaking of which, Daniel Velez, are you going to make a mini documentary of the training process? Well, we're going to be shooting some YouTube content. Though, if you talk about like a real documentary, I know an amazing documentary filmmaker. So when we get our big fight, and this is after Namfan, you know, we'll use him to make a statement, but there'll be a bigger fight next year. And yeah, we could tie that into a documentary because there's a bigger story. This is way bigger than me, man. I mean, we got the real Rocky, the real champion from Philadelphia involved. In fact, let me tell you the ultimate fight. And again, people will say I'm crazy and delusional. All I'm doing is thinking big. And some of these people already know who I am, you know, so I'm making progress in what we're going to do. Like this would be the ultimate thing. And I'll throw it out there. Whether this happens or not, we're going to get something at least equivalent. So Roy Jones Jr. has been training Mike Perry. Mike Perry's great fighter. Roy Jones Jr. legend. What we need to do is, because I know you want to come back for an exhibition match, what we need to do is get Roy Jones fighting you, and then the guys they train, Mike Perry fighting me. Mike Perry already knows who I am, by the way. You know, because people say, oh, these people don't even know who you are. They know who I am. So, like, you know, I'm making enough noise where people like, oh, they at least heard of me. See, that's step one. I'm in their head. They heard of me. And now when they see me knock out Namfan, they'll be like, okay, this guy can actually do shit, you know?
I'm ready for that. I'll knock Roy. At this age, I'll put something on Roy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we cool, but I'll put something on him. At this age, I'll still do it. You see how I've been doing? You see how I've been going on that hammer, standing straight.
You're
like
still in exceptional shape, man. Like you're still in exceptional shape. Like he's a boxing, doing the exhibition, and then there's students fighting each other. That's a cool event, cool. Man.
Yeah,
that's good stuff. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Okay.
And some of you guys are going to be sparring partners.
If you want big stuff, you got to think big, man, and you got to put a plan into place. Like I'm out here in Philly training with Tim. Mike Perry already knows who I am. So like I'm taking the proper steps. I'm not just like talking to talk like in my basement alone. You know, I'm out here putting in the work and like getting the word out, and like people have heard of me. So I can manifest this stuff into reality. Whereas people say, oh, you're delusional, it's never going to happen. Well, just because stuff never happened in their lives, they don't have to throw that my way. But see, that's what they're doing.
The people who say that it's never going to happen are the people who are generally on a bar stool or sitting on their couch. In order to make something happen, you got to get up and give it an effort.
Thomas, here's the sad thing. All these people could do what I'm doing, man, but they've already given up on themselves. That's the issue. There's
guys just like me that could do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But instead, they'd rather criticize and put down than saying, come on, let's do it.
It's way easier.
How do I know that? I had 11 cancellations in 3 years.
Wow, 11.
Man.
11.
Ain't that good. They just, you know, everybody, right, Timmy? Mike Tyson said it way, but everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the face.
That's true. I mean?
But,
hey,
you know. Hey.
Okay, we got my buddy, my family member from England, Uncle Tim. Hope you will, whatever. Pete says call him. That's the UK family. He said the overhand right, to teach him the overhand right.
We can get that overhand. I landed that a couple of times in sparring, like light, obviously, you know. But I'm working it in, you know.
It's gonna come. I let you keep throwing it. I let you keep throwing it and putting it over here, Then it's like I tell you to act like a slap. Then ball your fists up. Then get it in. Now you got to keep it in close. And when it releases from here instead of here, you get a more power. So some people go overhand, but when you come like this in here like that. Whoa, that's an automatic knockout.
Timmy, you called that the can opener, didn't you?
Bend your knees. What'd you say?
You called that the can opener, didn't you?
No, the can opener. The can opener is 2 body shots.
Oh yeah, that's right.
When you get inside, you can jab your way in.
Bang, right? Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Okay, the can opener heard me saying that.
Yeah, man.
Hey, real quick, man. I was talking about boxing legends. You know, Roy Jones Jr., obviously Tim Witherspoon. Speaking, if you guys want to help support boxing legends and make your food taste extra good, man, you got to get Mike Evans' Mighty Knockout barbecue sauce.
Mighty Knockout
from Amazon.
Nice.
But this is part of the whole Circle of Legends thing, which helps retired boxers, man, because unfortunately, you guys have entertained the world, And now a lot of you, not you, Tim, because you're still physically and mentally there, but a lot of boxers are in really bad shape,
right.
and they may have made bad financial decisions. So it's really sad to see them at the state they are, because mentally and physically they can't even really like make the comeback, even if they wanted to.
Yes.
So we try to help them out with this knockout barbecue sauce.
Some
so
of
you guys,
it
tastes good, but it's for a great cause.
Yeah, even
make
with
sure
conversation.
Make sure I get that info, would you, brother? Make sure I get that info.
Oh, you gotta get this on Amazon, man. I think there's
make sure you get the info.
Make sure I get that info. I got.
Oh yeah, we'll give you
nice
this
friends
info,
up here in the
Thomas,
Poconos.
for sure, man. But again, despite the great cause, it's just delicious barbecue sauce. This is how I can eat clean. No, for real, dude. I'm eating chicken and rice and vegetables every night, and that gets boring. But not if you got this barbecue sauce.
Oh, I like that. Way to go. He put that one on the right track. I like that.
There you go. Nice. Good
stuff. Put out your vegetables, Tim. You know how good that stuff is.
Yeah. I just had my egg white and vegetable. I had my egg white and vegetable sandwich before we came on. I was hurry up and doing it. All kind of vegetables with egg whites, just a tiny bit of cheese. I'm gonna stop eating cheese also. So that's the only thing I had today. I had the smoothie with all this. Sure. Remember, I went and brought all the stuff. Pineapple, apples, you name it. What they call that? All this stuff. Anyway, I'm kind of like, I'm kind of like it sometimes. All that stuff, I put it in there, man, and put it in the blender. Then I did the juice. I did carrots, beets, celeries. I made the juice. Then I got the other stuff, and I blended it all together. Man, I blended it all together.
You don't eat meat, do you, brother?
Nope. I stopped eating beef and pork a long time ago, 50 years, and I stopped eating chicken and fish about 5 to 3 years, something like that.
No kidding. All right.
Yeah, I don't want no beef. Hey, if I eat it, I get heartburn.
You couldn't eat it now if you wanted to, right?
Huh?
You couldn't even eat it now if you wanted to. You get sick.
I'll spit it out.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
It gave me heartburn, and my stomach was burning and everything when I tried just a tiny little piece like that. I just wanted to see what would happen, and I ate it, and the grease from it, everything, man, it messed me up.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel okay.
Man.
I feel okay. Let's see what we got. Who do we got? What the hell is a Ding Mac?
Somebody's just making a joke about the movie Bloodsport, of course.
Oh, so you know what that is.
Yeah.
Can I give a quick shout out?
I'll do the Dim Knock on him with that Philly show. I'll Dim Knock from that Philly show won't be crap.
Brian's talking crap in the background, man. Dude, here's a dude. Put up Jay Roo's comment here. Let Tim address this.
What?
This is a good comment, Dan.
Read it. Go ahead.
Jay Roo's theory. He said a lot of heavyweights today aren't as skillful as heavyweights from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. How come, Tim?
A lot of the old trainers passed away. And when these kids, and then when these young bucks were coming up, they didn't get that knowledge because the older trainers was really getting to the, not really being to be mobilized, moving around. Some of them died, and it was hard to get to them. A lot of them was on the East Coast, the Philadelphia, New York area, Jersey. A lot of good trainers with those skills, and now they pass away, and it's hard. Now all you see is a generation. A lot of them don't have defense. We talked about this before. Look at the heavyweights. Deontay Wilder. Look what just happened to Tyson Fury, who's got plenty of heart. He hit the canvas. Deontay Wilder hit the canvas. Anthony Joshua hit the canvas. All those guys, and even in other weights, they hit the canvas because of their defense and other things. So you can see, I can see the big change because I was like in that area where the good trainers, they're older on the way out, and I got it. I just barely got that stuff from Slim, and then Slim passed away, and now everybody's searching for trainers and this way and that. You can have some good trainers. Some of them is all offense, and none of them are all defense nowadays. When you see, look real quick. Look at the Spence and Crawford fight. Both of them had beautiful offense, but really, neither one of them had a good defense either. Yep, your best defense is not offense. You need both of them. That's what everybody be saying. Oh, your best defense is an offense because they don't know how to teach you defense. The trainers say, "Hey, your best defense is an offense and have him throw him all these punches. And then he get hit. So you need both of them. But if you do offense, there is champs that made it, but some of them can't talk. Some of them can't talk after their career.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Oh, here's something. Bruce Gas Boxing, Jazz and Moore said, any thoughts on James Toney versus Razor Ruddock tomorrow? James Toney still fighting?
Yeah.
Is that for real?
No, man. James, yeah, I saw it. Oh, they fighting tomorrow.
Damn,
man, Toney is durable. Toney is durable. He is rugged. Razor Ruddock got that good left uppercut that I don't care who it is, they better get out of the way of it. But we didn't hear that much about Razor in like 10 years. We heard about Toney. I didn't hear nothing about Razor. I don't know if he's training and what he's doing and everything. So that's going to be an interesting fight. Them two hard punchers getting ready to get in the ring.
Wow. That's cool, man.
Yup. Razor Ruddock got that uppercut that'll kill anybody. and Toney, he just hit you, but he's built to the ground like a tank. And keep coming at you and never quits. He could take a real good punch.
Oh, Jay Rooster, he says James Toney, great defense. You're the defense specialist. What do you think about James Toney's defense?
Well, I was telling people too at one time when James Toney was doing his roll, he always rolled this side, but never rolled on this side. So all the time you see James going this way, and throwing his punch. Then one time I seen him go on this side. But if you watch James Toney, he keeps his shell tight and he keep his shoulder up and depend on that just one whip this way. And he just got plenty of heart. But he has a good defense. But I do see little stuff in his defense that he could work on. But he's already past his thing. He made money for all the tough guys. So whatever, keep doing what you're doing now. And it's almost over. He's getting ready. He's not going to try to go for the title again, but if he do, he's just gonna have to just tighten up. There's nobody he got a good tight defense.
Yeah, here's more information on that fight. Bruce Gas, Boxing, and Jazz and Moore said they're doing it in Jamaica tomorrow night at 9:00. So Jamaica. That's cool, man.
They paying Jamaica raised the money.
Oh, we gotta get you a fight in Jamaica.
Yeah, man. I love.
We be partying on the beach afterwards, man.
Whoa, so Toney going over there because it's Razor.
He's got to be making money for that fight, man. I mean, he's like, what is he? Somebody said he's 59 years old now.
Who, Toney or Razor?
I guess. Oh no, Toney's 55. Ruddock is 59.
Yeah, okay. Hey,
that's cool, man.
That's a hard fight, man. Yeah. Toney is.
They're your age, Thomas. Like people still doing it, man. Like never quit.
Don't quit. I mean, listen, those guys were champs of the world, right? So why not be able to do what they can still do?
Okay.
Especially with some of these guys, I mean, to bring it back to what the Tysons and Francis made, right? Call it whatever you wanted to call it. Doesn't matter. The thing is, they brought home a bankroll, So do it. Guys on my level, if you can do it, do it. Why not?
I don't care what level, but real quick, we got somebody, and I'll briefly tell them what happened. It said his name is Vegan Hegler, right? Tim, is it true that
on my channel all the time? What do you say?
Yeah. Oh, Tim, is it true that you threw the James Bone Crusher Smith fight? Yeah, the second one. Real quick, we knew that Tyson, Don King wanted Mike Tyson. He didn't care about me, Bone Crusher. I don't care who the heavyweight was. He just wanted to get Tyson. And so I had already beat Bone Crusher almost. It was a 12 round. I beat him like 10 or 11 out of 12 rounds. Stepping to him all along the way, every round. I was banging with him, and I wanted unanimous decision. But then the business was started. It been going downhill, but they, Don King wanted Tyson, and we knew it. He was just lining us up like, back to back, fighting each other. So I already fought. I was supposed to give Tony Tubbs a rematch, and because I smoked that weed and got in trouble, I was supposed to give him the rematch real quick. And so I knew Don King didn't care about me, didn't care about Bone Crusher. He was trying to get Tyson. So I said, man, you know what? I'm not going to do this because I was supposed to fight Tony Tubbs, give him a rematch. And then they snuck Bone Crusher in. They snuck him in, and I said, "Oh, I didn't train to fight Tubbs. I trained to fight Bone Crusher. I mean, I didn't train to fight Bone Crusher because Tony Tubbs was a mover and stuff like that, right? I didn't train to fight Bone Crusher. So about a week, 10 days before the fight, I just made a plan. I said, I'm getting away from Don because I got ripped off before. Fought Frank Bruno, only went home with 90,000. Frank Bruno went home with $1 million. And I said, nah, that's it. I'm gonna make it clear. I said, nah, that's it. We tried to find out if it was a 3 knockdown rule. My team, they knew it was gonna go down, and I said, 3 knockdown rule. I said, yeah, I'm not gonna go 12 rounds and not get the fight. And it's a hard fight. Yeah, it's a hard fight, 12 rounds. And I wasn't in shape. I took off. I thought I was going to fight 5 days in that period. So 3 knockdown rule. And if you watch the fight, you see me acting. I'm acting. Okay, the second Bone Crusher fight, everybody. Let's move it on. Come on.
Alexander Lako asked me, Viking Samurai, will you ever meet Frank Dukes in person and train with him, maybe pick up a few pointers? So I talked to Frank the other day. He lives out in Vegas. So next time I'm in Vegas, yeah, of course, I'm going to meet up with him and some other people I know in Vegas.
Who's Frank?
Frank Dukes is an interesting individual. I don't know how sincere Alexander is with this comment, if he's just sincere or if he's just making a joke. I've talked to people that have trained with Frank Dukes, and despite what anybody believes about his background, whether it be Kumite or secret black ops operation missions for the military, I was told by people who've trained martial arts for a very long time that Frank Dukes actually does have some very interesting stuff to teach. So I'm open-minded enough to see what, if anything, Frank can teach me. So yeah, when I meet up with him in Vegas, I'll have dinner, I'll hang out with him, and we'll see if there's any martial arts magic tricks that he could show me. So I'm open-minded enough about that. He's an interesting individual. I like him. He's a nice guy.
Daryl Porter said, how are you handling taking hits, Viking? You didn't take none yet, right?
Oh, we got a cut. Dude, we had the headgear and the mouthpiece in. So, yeah, you're amateurs, man. They good. They got good defense. They popping them out there. The hits, they don't feel like anything, though. It's not I'm getting hit by you, Tim. So, I could take it just reminds me, yeah, okay, I got to.
It's going to help you, those little guys throwing these punches at you so you can learn that slip.
Yeah. The thing is, I've always been able to take hits, man. I'm actually, despite what people say, I would consider myself tougher than average. So I'm not going to really have too much of an issue. If anything, it just reminds me to tighten everything up. I don't mind getting hit at all. At all. Bloody nose, black eye, whatever. I'm not afraid of getting hit.
Which Plasma TV compensation videos? What is that he's saying?
Oh, what comment you on?
It's Plasma. Is that Plasma TV? Right underneath the Daryl Porter.
Oh, I don't see that one.
People who box have no idea how physically damaging it is. I always tell people that even try to shadow box for 3 minutes. So I don't understand that. People who box have no idea how physically damaging it is. Okay. Probably talking about the other people.
Shadow box. Let me address that a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because especially at my age, I have to watch what I'm doing. It's especially. So do I still spar? Sure, but I'm not going to spar like a maniac, and I'm not going to spar a 20-year-old kid anymore. But in my trades, I'm in the skilled trades. I'm a pipe fitter. That's physically damaging every day. So what are we calling physically damaging? Have guys gotten hurt in boxing? Yeah, terribly. But I've also seen guys fall off 10-story buildings.
Whoa.
I've seen guys lose their arms in the trade. I've seen guys lose their feet. So
Thomas, you make a good point. The funny thing is, even somebody who has an office job, who is sedentary, who sits down all day and's like this, hunched over on a keyboard, you know how physically damaging that is? That person is a wreck by the time they're in their 30s and 40s unless they work out and have a healthy life and get up every hour. So it doesn't matter if you're a boxer, a pipe fitter, or a dude working at an office. Your body is just over time, unless you're basically doing rehabilitation things, if you're stretching, if you're doing mobility drills, if you're working out and you're eating good, your body's just going to go to shit regardless of if you fight or not, man. Even office jobs.
I never thought of that. I never thought of that.
You know, I was talking about at 53 years old, because I had done nothing with the majority of my life. I could hardly walk around a quarter-mile track.
Wow.
I could hardly do it.
Wow.
But as I stayed with it and kept going and kept pushing forward and doing more, you know, and coming around and listening to guys like Timmy and a lot of the other pros, and every once in a while getting in with them, even the amateur kids. You know, now I'm 58, and although my body is different than when it was 30, it's probably healthier.
Okay.
You know?
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
So do I carry more weight? Sure. But listen, when I was in my 20s, I was 275 pounds. When I was 18 years old, I was already 260. So it's the difference, and I'm a little slower and all these things. But you know what? My mind is sharp. You know, my mental spirit is great. So in a lot of ways, boxing gave me my life back.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Nice.
You just got to watch how you do it, and you know, like I had to spar. I sparred one kid. He was 20-something years old, and you know, after I ate a couple shots from him, I said, "Oh my God!" And I stayed in real close to smother him. You know, but that's where like the guys like Timmy and the guys that came before me taught me to, you know, you don't have to take those shots. You can cover up. You can slip. You can even cross.
Oh, I see you. I see you.
You know what I mean? I see you get me into it.
Somebody said, did I ever break my hand?
Oh, God.
I broke right here. This here is called the boxer's bone. Yeah. And I didn't know that until I broke it. So I went to the doctor, and so I went to the doctor, and he was looking at my hand, and I said, yeah, I think I hurt my hand real bad. They took the x-rays, it was broke. And he said, yeah, you know what this is called? He said, yeah, this is called the boxer's bone. He said, don't you know how many boxers came in here that I had to fix their hair? They called this the boxer's bone, this right here. So I was throwing the left hook. I think it was Al Cole. I broke it in the second round in the Al Cole fight, and I went on to win a decision, but my hand was broke. So I threw a left hook, boom, I hit him in the head, I think. But and really what I hit him and caused this to break right in here. They put the cast on and everything. So this is the weakest part of your body, guys. Oh wait, my hand, that's my burn. Let me see, right here. This is the weakest part of your body. So you're supposed to punch with these two knuckles here. Everybody that's looking. And you're supposed to turn it in at this destination. Boom. Like that. Keep it here. Boom. Try to practice that. Because I found out that these two bones right here are the strongest part of your hand. Wow. All this, don't try to hit on this side. I know that now I know that David might say something about martial arts when they do like this. But I found out that this part, these two knuckles or this part of the hand is strong. Now, David, I know you do martial arts, but which part of the hand you be hitting like this sometimes or whatever?
I mean, for certain moves, yeah, you would use that, you know. But yeah, of course, like for punches, I mean, sometimes you'd use it all. But yeah, they'll even teach the first two knuckles, man. Hey, there's a good comment from Joshua Sassfire. Can you pull that one up, Ryan?
Go ahead.
Dude, he's sleeping on the job, man. Pull that up.
Yeah.
Anyway,
he tell me you gotta be ready tomorrow.
He says, should fighters that have taken serious damage and have CTE continue to fight?
No.
Not at all.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
And then at what level? Like, how do you define? That's subjective. What is serious CTE?
It'll get worse. You know? It'll get worse.
It's just gonna get worse. You shouldn't fight on any level, in my opinion. Yeah.
So do you think there should be an intervention with their friends and family? Because look, fighters don't want to like stop fighting, obviously. You know,
I think the commission
how do you talk someone out of it?
I think the commission and people that have the authority should have a group of people that go ahead and handle that type of thing. I don't know if they have. I know you get the doctors, you get the appointment, and you go to the doctors and get a physical. But there should be some serious people, helping these guys with their brains and stuff, getting hit all the time.
The interesting thing is, I don't even know if they can diagnose it until they do an autopsy, though. But people will see signs on how somebody speaks.
Well, talking.
They could say, "Oh, yeah, I think that guy probably has it," but I don't think they could definitively say until they're passed and they can look at their brain.
Yeah, I'll be forgetting a lot.
I was just going to talk about
you're
memory
still
law.
sharp, man. You still got your mental.
That's probably because I'll be looking at the girls walk by.
I'll lose anybody's concentration, man. Some of them, you're like, wait, what was I thinking? Yeah.
All right, David, come on. Let's see what we got. Unless you got something else.
Okay, here's another thing. So Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and More. He said CTE. Oh, okay. So he did confirm what I said. He said CTE can't be diagnosed without an autopsy, so it's kind of hard. That's what, unless they have new tests in the future, I don't think they can diagnose that, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you got to be able to see the symptoms, though, right? If you go to a doctor, especially if you want to fight, the doctor's got to be able to see some symptoms in you. I that's just what I'm thinking. I don't know, but I'm bringing up that question.
You would think, because Jay Rue's theory commented Riddick Bowe's speech is pretty bad. So you guys probably you ran into him recently, haven't you, Tim? Riddick Bowe? Riddick Bowe.
Within the last year, yeah, I ran into him. He has a problem.
He does. That sucks.
Yeah, he has a problem.
Damn.
All you got to do is try to find something on the internet with him talking, and you'll see for yourself. Yeah. Miss Bitch said, "Salute, Viking Samurai." She's a regular here. She said, "Salute, Viking Samurai. How's your day going?"
It's great, man.
Okay.
Great day.
Good stuff.
Thank you, Miss Bitch. With the name, how can that
name?
She must be.
What weight class are you going to have this fight in, brother?
Oh, the weight class. Okay, so this is interesting, man, because usually. I will always pretty much consistently stay between 180 and 190. Like if I get a little sloppier on the diet, eating whole pizzas and all this stuff, I could gain and lose weight very quickly. I could blow up over 200 very fast and still actually have visible leanness. Or I could cut down a little more. Yeah, I love pizza, Tim. But I could cut, like, usually if I want to get real lean, because I've been doing like movies and stuff lately, and a lot of my stuff I don't have my shirt on, so you got to look. You're always going to look better, leaner, on screen. So then I'll cut down to 180. But as far as like the fight with Nam Fan, to make it fair, look, I do have a size advantage over him. He's only 5'6". I'm like 5'9", 5'10". And he walks around at 165. So I told him, look, just try to bulk up a little bit so your 170 shouldn't be that hard. And then I will do a hard cut, lose a lot of water. I don't want to sacrifice muscle. I'll do a hard cut. And I I shouldn't have an issue making 170, so it's like we could technically fight. I know we won't fight at the same weight, but we'll weigh in at the same weight.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Richard G says, "I believe it could be dangerous at any age. It is all in your mind, set and how you train."
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yep. Life in general is very dangerous. At any age, set your mind to succeed. Whatever we're doing, set your mind to succeed.
The power of the mind and self-belief. Like if you think about it, just the fact that we are all in different physical locations, we're talking live to each other on video and obviously audio, and we got people all over the world watching. Like people like created this. This was somebody's idea of like. They had the idea of creating a computer and then like eventually like, hey, we should be able to like talk with people live on video. Like this was just somebody's thought that they created into reality. So the power of the mind, humans are obviously the only, living being creature on the planet that can just create something amazing like this, So it's like we all have that ability. So a point I was going to make earlier when I went on my troll about that, when I went on my rant about that troll, was that, it kind of related to, I feel like we all have that power to, for the most part, achieve way more than we have. I mean, no, obviously, guys like you, Tim, you're two-time heavyweight champ. You achieved the top of the top. But in general, you're one of those very few small percentage of the planet that has achieved that, which is great. But a lot of us have, like, I have not reached my goals yet. You know, most people have not. So I'm in that 95% right now where I did not do what I set out to do and feel like, well, not feel like, but know I'm capable of. But I just don't think I'm capable of that. I know everybody's capable of greatness in their own way. And that's going to be subjective of what, you know, their goals and dreams are in life. But if you have to have like those goals and dreams, but you have to believe them, because nobody's going to believe you unless you believe yourself. Now, at that stage, people will call you delusional because nobody else sees it. But as they start seeing things manifest and traction starting to happen, then they're like, oh, they start believing. They'd be like, oh, this guy might actually be able to pull that shit off.
Hey, look here. But just a couple of years ago, right? Everybody laughed at me, called me names. Even when I got in the ring, I mean, the name calling was ridiculous. But I stayed with it because I had a goal to achieve. Here I am tonight sitting in my garage talking to two-time world champion and another great guy. How does that happen?
Thanks, man. And you're going to have a fight next weekend, which is freaking awesome.
I have a fight next week. Now, so what's harder for me? Training to stay in some kind of shape, to use what skills I have left to help out a good cause, or what's more dangerous? Running the streets of the Bronx again.
Okay.
That's a no-brainer. Right on?
But you know, I reached my you know, my full potential, champion of the world. I had 3 other titles, but I don't feel like I achieved all that stuff because of the business part. I was robbed, and I was robbed and mismanaged, and so I was searching for that feeling, and really never reached it. So I was robbed from it. I did feel great when I won the championship, but when I went home, I only had like $100,000. So at one championship, I went home with nothing. They took my money, and I had to borrow money. So, you know, I did reach when I knocked out Frank Bruno, and when we stayed in with 50, 60,000 people screaming, but even although I went home with like 90,000, I felt good, but I don't really know what it feels like to be a really successful, got money, helping people, that type of champ. I feel like I gotta help boxing out now because I'm not up there, but I'm still down here trying to find my way to the top. And I'm training you and I'm training people. I'm still a good guy. And everybody respect that. So I don't know what it really feels. I know it feels that I won the championship, but then I wasn't going to get my money, you know, and so I know them guys that got 10 and 15 million. They know that feeling that comes along with the championship money.
Nice.
You know, that comes along with the championship, and you got to balance them right.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it feel like. I'm a champ, but I don't really know what the real guys feel like, you know.
Interesting.
I guess I do know what it is, but don't know how to express it. I don't know. If you understand.
Yeah, no, that's cool, man. I love your perspective from, you know, and insight because of what you've done. Let me just address this. So the Mike Honcho guy's back. Sounds like Dave is planning on how to back out when Nam, like he did with Justice, Sad Internet Warrior, 172 fight gyms in Los Angeles, Dave, any day of the week, say when. So the thing, okay, let me just address this more for my audience here, because I don't think you know. I mean, you know about the Nam fan fight, Tim, but Jimmy. Okay, so Jimmy Justice is a guy that I met on Warrior Island. Okay. And I had made a video calling out Michael Bisping because he had called Frank Dukes one of the. He did a very popular video, top 10 martial arts frauds of all time. He put Frank Dukes at number 1. Now, the funny thing is, a lot of people may think Frank Dukes is a fraud, but Michael Bisping did not put up a good argument. So we addressed all of the points that he made, and we made a very good rebuttal of Mike Bisping's argument. But for fun, I put out there, hey, since Mike Bisping thinks you're full of shit and have no knowledge, no wisdom, nothing with the martial arts, how about, and because Michael Bisping put out a challenge to Frank Dukes, by the way, who is a 60-plus-year-old disabled veteran, I said, Frank, let's do this. This is fun. And I would actually do this for real. Let's make a video challenging Michael Bisping where we'll say, I'll train with you and we'll find out, myself included, what, if anything, you have to teach. And then we'll do a match against Bisping. So I put that out. Now, of course, that did rub people the wrong way, including Jimmy Justice for calling out Mike Bisping. So he said, you know what? I'm a real fighter. I fought this. I fought that. And yeah, he is a real fighter, tough guy. So he put out the challenge to me, which I said, okay, that sounds cool. And that whole fight, by the way, was going to be in Dubai. It was going to be a kickboxing match for a vacant world title set up from a guy who was also on Warrior Island named Juan Barragan. That was supposed to happen in November. It never did. That's not something I backed out of. I was dying to go to Dubai in November. In fact, because it was going to be a kickboxing match, I was planning to train with Don the Dragon Wilson, 11-time world kickboxing champion. So anyway, fast forward, as far as I know, that fight still might happen, I believe, early next year on January 27th. And if Juan Barragan is not full of shit and he does help us put this on. Now, Juan, by the way, has fought for this organization in the Middle East. He is a 2-time kickboxing champion in that organization. So, the guy has some history. So maybe he can pull this off for me and Jimmy. So that is not a fight I ever backed out of. In fact, I would love to do kickboxing because I'm much better with my kicks than anything else, to be honest. So that, and look, I'm going to be bringing the Philly show with the boxing, throwing my karate kicks. Like, it'll be a lot of fun with Jimmy. Here's the cool ass thing. Again, because none of these people think I'm serious. They'll see once I have my first fight, but they don't think I'm serious. They think, oh, you're just some movie wannabe YouTube actor guy. You're not going to do shit in a fight. We're all going to find out together, man. So anyway, Mike Perry, great fighter, by the way, is friends with Jimmy Justice. And he even told me, hey, look, if you beat up Jimmy, which he thinks will never happen, he said, I'll fight you. It's like, that's the fight I want, because then we can do the Roy Jones versus you, Tim, and then Mike Perry versus me.
Oh, I would love that.
It was going to be amazing. So I hope that fight does happen January 27th. Now, if it doesn't, I'm not the kind of guy that is just going to sit on my hands and hope for the best. If that fight doesn't happen, that's why I'm trying to set, look, let me do a boxing fight with Nam Fan, because he called me out too. I'm like, yeah, that guy's kind of interesting, Like, he's an ex-UFC fighter. He made it to the highest level, which is the UFC. He's done pro boxing. He's got a great history. So to me, I would only do fights that make sense. Now, when this Mike Seal says, oh, do a gym fight, I have no interest in that because it doesn't align with my ultimate goals and objectives of trying to get bigger fights. Yes, I'm out here because I want the audience, and of course I want to make money. I'm not going to put my health at risk just for a gym fight. There's no point to it. So, look, I'll be nice for a moment, even though this guy trolls me all the time, talks shit, doesn't give me credit for anything that I've done. And I've done some pretty cool ass shit this year, to be honest. But whatever, he wants to take all that away and put out all these false assumptions on his part that I always shut down with actual fact.
Okay.
I'm always the guy that will give credit where credit's due. So when I said, and you could look this up statistically, there are only 2% of SAG union actors who can make a living acting. As far as I know, he's one of those guys. So I give him credit for that. Good for you for making that 2%. That's great, dude. But you should be a lot happier and positive with your life than shitting on other people who aren't there yet,
Yeah, that's
I'm not
crazy.
there as an actor yet, but you don't got to shit all over me, dude. You want to shit on 98% of SAG actors who don't make a living acting? Fine, if that makes you feel better, but you're kind of a fucking asshole, to be honest. And the other thing I'll give credit where credit's due, because I looked him up. He's had, he's a real fighter. He's had a lot of fights. He fought for Bellator. I think that's about the highest level he got. So I give him credit. Okay. Yeah, he obviously trained for a long time to make it to Bellator. So I'm always a guy that's going to give credit where credit's due. So I'll give him credit for making a living as an actor and getting into Bellator. That's cool, man. Because I'm not a fucking hater. I give credit where credit's due.
That's cool. That sounds pretty good. You got George Zapata want us to come see him. Viking, I got to talk to you and Tim this week. I got something. I'm trying to line something up. George is on a podcast. I've been knowing him for years. He's got his own bagel company up in Hazleton area. And he's a really nice guy, George Zapata. So we'll decide on what to do, okay? That's my man George Zapata. He
Oh.
did last week.
Well, I get so this guy, that one guy Bones, I guess he's down for gym fights. He said, Mike Honcho, come to Kansas City and I got you. So you guys want to do gym fights, fine. I'm a guy that specifically has certain goals and strategies in place with what I want to do, and it's not gym fights, man. I'm looking, look, I can't say too much, Tim, and I don't think you can either right now until we get our press release later.
That don't make sense. Gym fights.
It doesn't. But Tim, like, we got something huge set up for October 24th of next year. Like, we can't talk about it right now. It's related to Circle Legends. That's where I want my big ass fight, dude. That's potentially where you could fight Roy Jones Jr. We can't talk too much now, but see, I beat Jimmy, I beat Nam Fam, get a little momentum behind the name. We gonna have that big ass event. See that, like, I don't need a gym fight. I want like, I put it out there what I want,
Yes.
It makes no sense for the gym fight. What does that do for me? It's not about my effing ego, dude. I don't need a gym fight.
No problem, Miss Bitch. No, the lady, she's friend. Go ahead. Thank you. Miss Bitch said something nice to me. Thank you. Go ahead.
So what I don't understand is a lot of these guys are calling out, and why would you call somebody out and then invite them to come to you? If they want to call you out, why wouldn't they come to you?
I'm sure you get it all the time, Thomas.
You know what I'm saying? I get the same thing, even in a different area. And finally, I just tell them, listen, this is where I'll be. This is where I train. And, 99% of them go cricket. You know what I mean? They're done. But, yeah, it stinks that, you set goals, you share your goals with somebody else, and then instead of them they don't even have to wish you well, just accept to what you're doing. And, people like to shit all over you, So
yeah,
I'm just going to say to them, let them do them and you do you, man. That's it.
Who we got this guy? I'm sorry. I'm going to cut you off. Who we got this guy? I'm sorry about that. He says the super
aesthetic athlete.
Read that. That don't
Fighting in gyms is the dumbest shit. Just take it to the streets with no gloves at that point. So look, we're all men, man. And every guy, to a degree, has a certain ego, and people can get under their skin where they would just want to beat the living daylights out of another man. But the thing is, look, there are legal repercussions. I think most guys, when they get older, realize, look, it might feel good in the moment, but is it worth it? There's going to be courts. There's going to be jail. There's going to be all, I could understand the warrior aspect of wanting to take it to the streets, but if you think about it, like, okay, what's going to happen, dude? You could lose your job, you could lose your family. It's just not worth it to have that immediate satisfaction because there's too many repercussions afterwards.
Use your head so you can make money. Fight the regular way, fight the other way instead of just fighting for nothing.
Yeah.
Damage your hand up like you could damage your hand up like I damaged mine. Yeah. Why don't you be smart? Super anesthetic athlete. We have nothing against you, but fighting in the ring is much more better than fighting in the streets.
Absolutely.
Much more better.
Absolutely.
It don't prove that you got heart. It don't prove that you got heart. Okay, he's a lot of heavyweights today aren't as skillful as heavyweights from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Okay, let's keep moving. Word of the day. Okay, keep on.
Oh, yeah. See, last man standing. He says, screw that. The streets will end up in an aggravated assault. That's a felony in 6 months. Dude, if you get a felony, you may not even be able to get an effing job anymore, man. You're screwed in so many ways. Like, even my Krav Maga instructor, for example, was given an example of a story where, this lady's boyfriend was beating the crap out of her in public, and people were yelling and screaming, somebody help her, which, again, a lot of us, we see a woman getting attacked on the street. What do we want to do? We want to help her. He helped her. He beat the shit out of that guy, and it still cost him thousands of dollars in lawyer fees, all this other stuff, and in court, she even went against the guy, my Krav Maga instructor, that saved her, because unfortunately these women who get beat by men have deep psychological issues where they are drawn to that, and they'll defend a man who I think is lowest on the planet, any guy that beats a woman, by the way. But
that's right.
Even something like that. I'm the hero. I'm going to save this woman because a man's beating her. Oh shit, I'm in prison. It cost me thousands of dollars. Damn. It sucks, dude. It really sucks. You can't do shit out there, unfortunately.
That's true. That's true. Thank you, Dr. Canoon. He said he's late. Don't worry, we're gonna be here next week and the week after.
Beautiful.
Yep. Okay. So Brian, what we gonna do? Go down to what we gonna do? Brian, you gotta come on. What we gonna do?
Yep.
Oh, right.
So we'll probably get a little feedback here because we're in the same room. Well, first of all, I want to say anybody who doubts the Viking Samurai David here, he does spar with our tough fighters, man. These guys don't play. So, you know, people might have some opinions, but you come to the Witherspoon camp, we weed you out. And I've seen some dudes get beat up and beat hard, huh, Tim?
That's right. That's right.
So,
Safety first.
Yeah, whenever you guys want to come off, just let me know, champ, and we'll end the live.
Okay.
So like we usually do an hour. What you guys want to do is 9:20. We can keep reading some lessons, some stuff if you're having fun. We can go to 10 if you want, or we can stop at 9:30. So what you want to do?
Well, I'm gonna, if it's all right, Timmy, I'll wind up about 9:30 with you. I'm going
Okay.
up to train a little bit.
Okay, 9:30 is cool. We got it at 9:30. Yeah,
9:30, guys. Come
You
on,
know?
then we can read some stuff and answer them real quick.
Beautiful.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you guys for coming on. Well, Dave, we're gonna be seeing each other a lot, you know.
Oh yeah, a lot, man. We spent a lot of time together. Oh, guys, I want to shout out, man. By the way, if you want to meet me and Tim, New York, Times Square tomorrow, Saturday. What was Saturday? November 11th. We're going to be at the Urban Action Showcase. So there's going to be all kinds of cool stuff going out there. And Tim's going to be up there. I'm going to be up there. So many cool people are going to be up there. So if you're in that New York area, you can also watch the show that I was in because they're doing a premiere of Warrior Island. So you can meet the cast and crew of the Warrior Island. And we're going to get you on season 2, Tim, because you're going to bring the Philly shell to Warrior Island. So the cool ass thing is, like, I play the Viking Samurai on the Warrior Island show. And I'm training with Tim in real life, but also next year on the show, I'll be training with them on the show as well. So will some other students. So it's very cool. It's very cool to blend the fictional world of film and TV with the real world, you know?
Nice.
My dad. Oh, he said that. Okay, the J Rooster. Okay, I'm just sparred and had a ball. Nothing quite like boxing. Keep reading them down, and then we only got like 7 minutes. Last man standing, and exactly, it's called gravity. Somebody got to read better. I wear glasses.
Oh, Brian's on the phone. He's pulling up comments right now.
Woo! Look at all.
Whatever you think the good ones are, Brian.
No, yeah, he can put them up, but
Brian always on the phone doing business, man. He said that he's helping a big part in that big ass event next year, man. I can't wait till we can talk about it, dude.
This bitch said you should order some pizza.
Oh, well, I'm in training right now.
I'm gonna fight next week. No pizza.
You guys, Thomas, like your diet, you could, like, I don't know how clean you're eating, but you fighting as a super heavyweight. So do you still eat pizza and all this stuff going into fight camp?
Maybe once a week, brother.
Okay.
Wow.
Generally, here's what happens.
The J Root.
6 to 8 weeks out of a fight, I go down to chicken, fish, veggies, 60 ounces of water, you know, and that kind of thing.
Okay.
Am I going to say I never eat that kind of stuff? No, I'm a heavyweight, man. I eat it sometimes.
Wow.
But yeah, not too much anymore though, man. You know, I just maybe I'm getting older, but I just can't eat that kind of food that much anymore. It's weird. Yeah.
The J Root theory says the mind is the control panel. What you guys think?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, hell yeah, man. The power of the mind, like I mentioned, just the fact that we all talking live and people are watching and commenting, like somebody, a person created all this stuff for us, which we should be grateful for. But that just shows you, like, damn, we could make this out of, like, we were cavemen one day back in the past. We didn't have shit, and we developed this kind of technology. It's pretty amazing, man.
Hey, I think you should read what Mike Hamancho says. Sounds like Dave is planning on how to back out with.
Oh, I read that one earlier. Yeah,
Oh,
I
did?
explained the whole Jimmy Justice fight, the Nam fan thing, all this other stuff.
Oh.
So I'm in Philly for a reason. I'm not just out here training for hours and hours and hours with the legend Tim for nothing. We're gonna do a fight, man. And look again. This is much bigger than me. This is going like part of the Circle Legends, Tim Witherspoon. We're going to show and prove all you guys that these legends like Tim have so much wisdom and knowledge, and he's going to take me, a martial artist, turn me into a boxer because I'm training with the best. So we're going to prove these legends still have a lot of value that people like. Again, they forget about him, man, and it's sad. But that's also why, we hooked up with Mike Evans and his Mighty Knockout Barbecue Sauce. He's got to help these legends out. And I think this fight that I'm doing, it's going to help Tim out as much as me because, like, people will see, like, damn, I got to train with Tim.
Beautiful. Roy Jones. Yep. Mikey Garcia. Oh, who did that? Hold up. Oh, he was talking about somebody messed me up on here. Mikey Garcia said something about okay, we're gonna have to forget about that one because at the time somebody messed my thing up. It was Bryant. We should punch him in his face.
Yeah, it was Bryant.
That's it, Brian. You're in there. Come on.
He's the fall guy, man. We always blame him. Why not?
Brian, you got to put the bodysuit on, Brian.
Man,
I'm getting beat up by everybody. Come on.
Hey, Timmy and Dave. Well, I'd like to after my fight, if you guys are still around, I'd love to come down and maybe spend a half hour in the gym with you and say hello to you and stuff like that, man.
No problem.
Listen, this is what we can do. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have a barbecue, and we're gonna use Mike Evans' Mighty Knockout Barbecue Sauce. How does that sound?
I love it, brother.
Hell yeah, man.
Heavyweights coming to a barbecue.
You better, man.
I'm gonna have to put mines on egg whites.
I'm mad Tim.
Put it on some veggies.
Maybe watch you train a little bit. I'd love to meet you, Mike. You know what I mean?
Oh,
absolutely.
Oh, here it is. The J. Ruse theory. He said Mikey Garcia had pizza for a pre-fight meal. I don't think you can't get no energy out of that that pizza, right?
I mean, the carbs are okay. I think that
carbs
would weigh you down, though, But hey, if it worked for him, if he won that fight, good for him, man. He's having his cake and eating it too.
So, can I share a funny story with you, brother?
Oh yeah.
So, my very, very first amateur fight ever, I was about 16 years old, and and Tim, you can attest to this. Like the day before, the day of, everything goes wacky. And I went down to the park and I was playing ball with my brother instead of like sitting and relaxing. And then I came home and my uncle called and he was talking to my father. He says, how's Tommy feeling? How's he doing? And my father says, he's doing all right. He's eating a sandwich. And it was like, wow, that's it. And but that was just like, that was my way of making the nerves go away. I was so nervous.
What I did real quick? I thought about all the guys I boxed, and I thought about all the sparring guys that I sparred, because I sparred some good guys. And in my mind, I'm waiting in the dressing room. I'm saying, wow, if I did this to him, this guy can't beat me. So when I'm sitting in the dressing room, got my gloves on, my hands wrapped, even before that, I'm sitting around thinking about who I sparred. And some of the people that I sparred was better than the guy that was fighting. That's what gave me a lot of confidence too. That's what helped me do it. I was like, wait a minute, I'm gonna get this guy. I sparred with so-and-so, and he one of the baddest guys around. And that's what gave me confidence a lot of times when I sit in the dressing room waiting for it to go out. I said, man, I'm gonna be all right. And then my trainer, I knew I had a good trainer, good defense.
You just brought that up, Tim. I was gonna bring that question up to you. That hour or so before the fight.
Yeah.
Especially like you were, how many times in your main event or championship, you were always like last. And brutal. I have to get there at noon and my fight don't go on till 7 o'clock at night.
Right.
Oh, mother of gosh,
Yeah. But I was fully confident.
That raced through your mind.
Yeah, really. I was fully confident. You always get them nerves. Everybody get that little nervous thing about them, but that confidence will be a little bit above of that nerve. That nerve be here, be itching at you, scratching you, but you always here. Like the confidence I had. Some people confidence be like that. Some people be like that, but it'd be fighting each other, and then you go like that with the confidence in the corner. I mean, and when you're in the dressing room, everybody, you ain't normal. You're not normal if you don't get that feeling.
We were just talking about that today with a guy about the fear, right?
Yeah.
Face everything. Fear is like the fire, right? You just face it.
Okay, I like that.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
If you can control the fire, you got something. You're the master of the fire. But if you can't control the fire, But we were kind of talking about that. I was listening up to a guy today, and it kind of made a lot of sense.
Come on, Viking, take it home, because you got to take us home on this. We get ready to come off. So you get one from. We get one. You go ahead, and then I'm just gonna say, see y'all, everybody. See you next time. Go ahead.
Yeah, just like I said, man. If you guys are in the New York area tomorrow, go to the Urban Action Showcase, man. There's so much cool stuff going on. And then, of course, Tim's going to be out there, so you can meet us, man. So make sure if you're in that area, you got to go there, man, because also the 50th anniversary of Enter the Dragon, arguably the greatest martial arts film of all time. Beautiful. So we need to see it on the big screen, man, at the AMC Theater in Times Square. It's going to be so cool.
Wow. Outstanding.
Okay, you got the last.
Thomas, what do you got? Any last words?
Man, here it is. This is my big thing here. November 18th, next Saturday afternoon, at the famous Front Street Gym where Creed was filmed.
Oh shit!
I will be. I am on the card, and we have from sub novice guys to guys with really good talent. If you're in the area, if you want to come out, it's donations only at the door, and it's for a great cause. So if you want to come see the big guy fight, come on out November 18th. I'd love to see everybody, man.
Awesome, man.
Love to see you all.
Miss Bitch want me to show this. Who does?
There you go.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Sweet.
it. But let me tell you real quick about this. When you win the title, they give you the original belt that everybody wore. You put that on, and then about so much time after that, they'll give you a duplicate. So this is a duplicate. Actually, they didn't give me, because I was feuding with the promoter Don King. They didn't give me a belt. So my manager in England, Kevin Baker, this belt came from England. This here belt came from England, but the original belt, you're supposed to get a copy of it. They take the original belt and then give you this one, but they never gave me one because I was disputing with the promoters and stuff. I was fighting for justice for the boxers, and so they didn't give me a belt. So, like I said, my agent from England, Kevin Baker, got an organization over there to send me the WBC belt, and so this is it. Beautiful. Yep, I put it back here.
I'd like to address something here. We got a little feedback going on.
Oh, you can mute me real quick and then unmute me. I might want to say something.
What we doing?
All right, so I want to address this person that the infiltrator. You insult Tim's school, man, our camp, because we put people in with real fighters. Dave has done excellent against some extremely tough fighters. I mean, any of you guys want to come by and test out the fighters we have, you can get in the ring. And I've seen some big dudes get knocked out.
We did, yeah.
Big, giant dudes get the crap beat out of them. We brought him here. He has been tested. He is vetted. And if you don't think our system is good, come on out. We got some professional fighters. We got amateurs, and they will knock you out if you ain't tough. So come by. Maybe I'll even get in the ring with you.
But the thing is, too, safety is first. Safety is first. We always watching out for the young kids, making sure they have their hands wrapped properly, making sure they're not overmatched when they're sparring. If anybody get overwhelmed, we stop it and things like that. But that one particular one what Brian was talking about, the guy came into the gym all cocky and big 6'8" guy, and one of our guys dropped him. But dropped him. He's walking around like he was like. And then when he dropped him, everything changed. His attitude, he was talking nice to people and everything. I helped him get up. When he went down, Justin hit him. Justin looked just like Tex Cobb.
Excuse me. Tex Cobb.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Justin, this guy, wait till we bring him on one day. He looked just like Tex Cobb. He caught him with a left hook and a right, and the dude just fumbled and went down. He went down, we picked him up, and then his whole attitude changed. He was a nice guy then. But before that, he was like this. Like Jorge Gonzalez. When I knocked Jorge Gonzalez out, Randy Witherspoon, $2, thank you. Yeah, I knocked Jorge Gonzalez, and he became a man after I knocked him out. You know, so yeah, I don't never really do that to people, like get cocky and all that kind of way, you know, because you know the repercussions could be really bad.
Hey, I just want to say, I'd like to call out Randy Witherspoon. I'm ready. I've been training. That's not me. That's not me.
Thank you, Randy.
I think he's a moderator.
That's the man, isn't it? No. Okay, so next week, you got anything to say, Dave? Next week,
we're going back again. You know, we're at the Urban Action Showcase. Thomas, you got your fight November 18th, so that's going to be awesome.
And after the 18th, I want to reach out to you. Come down and see you guys.
No problem.
Love to.
Problem.
Hey, I'm going to have you at my house. We will have barbecue, brother. I'd love to have you over. You're an amazing guy, everybody.
Bring the meat, brother. Bring the meat.
Got it. Man, I'll get your name right. I kept calling you Billy. You are Tommy in my phone.
My man. Guys, love you guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, everybody.
Brother.
Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Be well.
See you at the
next
next show.
Everybody.